Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another Skill Riders podcast, episode number 232 with your host, 65 Locs. Just taking off right now. We are liftoff and just heading out again on this drive. Just checking back in with you guys, see how you guys been. It's been a while, man. I was tripping out right now, just like, I was looking at my messages and everything, and someone had sent me a message saying, like, when's the next podcast? And then it hit me. I was like, oh damn, I haven't recorded one. So I was looking at the last one I recorded, and it was like last month in March. I was like, what? Dang. So I mean, being in April now, but we're already like in the tail end of April. It was almost like a whole month that like went by. And yeah, a lot of things have happened behind the scenes, with the online store and just getting in new product, things like that. So a quick update. I know I last time I was talking about my my current build, the Pandem, the AE86 Toyota, and the next thing I had to do to that was like clear it and just start, kind of pre-painting small little parts and pre-assembly and just kind of going from there. It's in those last stages, and I don't know what it is. Like, I know I could just get on it and finish it, but there's a part of me that's just like, I like to kind of take my time and kind of cruise on it, because I'm just enjoying the moment of building or leaving it, and like that it's not done and it will be done. I don't know. I feel like I almost find some enjoyment in that, because once the model is like completed and done for, I take my photos and everything. I do put it in one of those clear boxes, display boxes, and then it's just like, once that's done, then I kind of just there's not much going on after that. I mean, other than displaying it, but then I don't know. Sometimes I don't even want to mess with it. I just kind of want to leave it alone. And but then if I gotta like make room and stuff, I gotta put stuff away, and the next thing you know, it's like tucked away somewhere, and it's not being looked at. And that leads me to the next thing I was gonna talk to about that, about being looked at. So yeah, the model's not done. I still have it. It's still in its box, just chilling. Well, I actually put it in a clear case, just the body, because I didn't want any dust or anything to land on it. And but clear coating it would be the next thing I got to do to that thing. So my bench, update on that. So at the moment, I currently do not have a bench right now. So I don't have a like my workspace where I have all my tools laid out. All my hobby zone cases with all the tools and everything that at arm's reach, where I could just hit a light switch, pull up my build, start working on it, and just uh, make some progress on it, and bam, it's like to the next thing, whatever tool I need, whether if it was a tape, a file, hobby knife, engraver, scriber, all that stuff. It's not there anymore. So I didn't throw it away or nothing like that. Nah, come on, I'm not gonna do that. So in the room, the workspace that my bench was placed, for it was probably set up for like a couple years, maybe, I want to say. Um, I gave up that space right there in that corner of the room, so this way I could install my daughter's bed, because in that room, 50% of that room's like my daughter's room. Like, there's all her stuff. I mean, she's still small, but she's growing up. And, the other corner of it, a quarter of it, was like my bench. Boom, right there. So, I'd work on stuff and everything for like I was saying, like those couple of years. And then the other uh, quarter of the room, that's like where my lady stuff's at, like work stuff and all that, right? So I don't know, over time, I kind of already knew. I was like, you know what? I know later this is going to become her room. So I know she's so small, she's growing up, but I want her to feel more like, man, like this is dope. I got my little bed. Like I could just like play with my dolls, toys, whatever, or take a nap, anything. And so I had to make that decision of just uh, putting away my bench and setting up her bed. So I did that, and man, she was just like so happy the day she came, back from daycare and everything, and she just saw what was in that room. She just couldn't believe it. And and that was cool. That made me happy right there for her to like to be able to experience that right there. And then I was just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna see if I could get in here. I had to change lanes real quick, guys. So then we call it. She was so happy, so I was just like, all right, well, before I move all this stuff, where's all this gonna go, right? Because I mean, I got a table, I got a chair, and then I got these Hobby Zone boxes that have tools in them and like detail supplies and all this stuff. Like, where's all this gonna go? So I mean, some of the stuff kept it in the house, like the tools, stuff like that, because I always need my tools for anything, even if it's non-model related. They always come in handy for something. There's always like, oh, this broke, or oh, I need to get this out or something, and that's where they come in handy. I look at whatever it is and I'm like, oh, I got the tool for it, or hold on, let me try this, and boom. I always get some type of result with the hobby tools, so they always come in handy. I know they're intended for model building and everything, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys probably relate to this. There's some personal use, or just things around the house that you can use it for. So that right there, the tools for sure. All the kits, I mean, they take up a lot of space. It's plastic. They're in boxes. Nothing's gonna happen to my kids, and I'm not too worried about them. So I ended up just like storing them away in garage, and the same with like my bench, and whatever like materials that can go in there. Like my polishing compounds and all that stuff. I never kept paint in the house. I've always kept it in the garage, just for the fumes. I don't want paint fumes like lingering around the house. You'll notice it at first when you bring in paint in, but then after a while it kind of settles and you get used to the smell, but it's still there. And I prefer not to just have it around my pad because of my small daughter. So that's just personal preference. I mean, everyone can do whatever they want, but yeah. So I just did that, and then so now because I don't have a bench set up in the pad doesn't mean I can't build. I could still get down and do stuff. So I'm just setting up like my like a container with that I can be a bit more mobile. So I mean, I still got the kitchen table I can work in. If I want to hang out in the garage and work in there, hey, I could still do that there. I'm still kind of just setting stuff up. And it's not that hard, just basically the resetting everything back on that bench, have my light in there, and boom, I'm ready. And the cool thing is I got my compressor in there as well, along with my spray booth, so I could always either or. In my mind, I kind of think like, well, I would like to do a lot of prep work and things at the house, in the in the dining room table, just like go in there and prep parts. If I got a primer, I got the Tamiya rattle can. I could always primer outside of the house, on the side of the house right there. There's a nice little spot where the sun hits every day. You just leave it right there for like 30 minutes and let that sun just hit it and leave it nice and dry, and get it ready for paint. So I'm not too worried. I'm not like, oh man, I mean, I've had to. This isn't the first time I've had to dismantle my bench. I've done this in the past, even prior, before like my daughter was born. I kind of did that too. So it's nothing new. It's just for the moment right now. I have to kind of do that. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have probably done stuff like that, where it's just like you had to like relocate the workspace, pretty much, you know, or even sometimes people just can't do it. They gotta like stop for a while. Like, I've met people that say, "Man, I had to stop building for years," because just life. They didn't get specific with it, but it's like what people say, just like life gets in the way. But it's kind of funny how you think of it like that. Life gets in the way, well, we are living our life, unless we're not doing anything. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so that part right there has been tucked away. Um, I almost feel like I'm hoping that this will be also like a bit more motivational. So when it gets time to like work on something, it's like, all right, cool. I gotta make this happen. 'Cause I'm not all set up yet, and I probably don't have much time, but I want to get some painting done and stuff like that. Because a lot of that too, it's like a very satisfactional thing to like get things painted, get them prepped for the next phase, and things like that. Yeah, I remember back then it would kind of keep me up at night, knowing like, oh man, I needed to do this and I didn't do it. I didn't have time, and this and that, and watch tomorrow. Things like that, it's almost like it started to become a little stressful, but I needed to learn how to control that and not have that stressful feeling. I know a lot of my model builders I know that are older than me, they never, like, I think they already paid their dues with that. They already went through that so much that now they know how to take their time, how to be patient with it, and just get working on it, Eventually it'll be done. It's not no big deal, but for me it was like, oh man, like almost like time is so limited. Like I gotta do it, and it's like, nah, don't even trip. Like, and now, like, nah, I don't. Um, I'm kind of learning that as I get older a little bit is like more patience is kicking in more and more and more, and not like freaking out on anything, just kind of take it for what it is, and just, if it's a problem, try to like game plan, like, all right, what's the solution out of this, or what's the solution to fix this, you know what's the solution to get it back on track, things like that. That's kind of more the thinking point right now, on stuff, because there's always going to be issues with anything. Like, I feel like that's what life kind of is. It throw once in a while I'll throw a wrench, or I'll throw some issue down your path, and it's almost like a challenge. What do you do with it? Do you like freak out about it? Are you gonna whine about it? Are you gonna like just kind of realize what's going on and try to find a solution, or just kind of add to the problem? So it's like little things like that. Like, you gotta kind of see, and everybody's gonna. This is all gonna happen to everybody, but the way you approach it is gonna be different for everybody at different times. It took me a long time to kind of feel comfortable at where I'm at. Right now at my age of 41. If I was 35, 30, nah, even younger, nah, that feeling's not there. That thought process and everything wasn't there. But as time goes on and you get older, you got to learn how to control it, because you also don't want to get older and be like paranoid and freaking out over everything. Like, nah, you gotta get prepped for that right there. So there's a lot of cool little exciting things that arrived to the online store within the last month. We've had quite a few different arrivals of things coming in, especially a lot more detail stuff, and also tools by Display. Been getting in some of those things right there, and And it's been cool because I've been kind of careful with my purchasing, just ordering and getting in small quantities of tools and things like that, and also the same with the detail parts, just like getting a nice assortment of different ones to get in, and they've been doing quite well. People have been picking up a lot of the tools. People have been picking up some of the detail parts as well, and then through that process you get to see like what's being used, what's very effective, what are items that customers are least interested in, and which are the ones that it's something that it's like essential. It's up there with like I don't know, kind of like a classic kind of piece, like must have. Those tools and materials that you need to have on your bench, on deck, on hand, because when it's time to bust out, you have to have them right there so you could get to that next step. Because yeah, it kind of sucks when like you're reaching to a point, but then you don't have the proper tool for it. But since you already want to get over to the next step, you end up using something else that's not for it, and then either you make a bigger incision or something, or just somewhere where like, oh man, I should just waited. I could have waited another week, and then we could have done it properly. I don't know, things like that. So we did get our God hand, the drill bits that I talked about. Those already came in. I have all full sets, A, B, C, and D. So all those sizes, they're all there. With the disc bay, I mean, they have these really cool circular cutters. I'm already sold out right now, but I'm going to be getting more with those. They're really good for cutting tape in a circle. And this circular cutter, I mean, the size, it goes really small. I believe like under a millimeter. Like it's really tiny. You go from different sizes, especially if you want to mask. For those that like to customize dashboards, and there's like little like the AC knobs, the radio knobs, and anything else that looks like it has a round circular little knob or button. This is where this comes in handy, where you can actually like cut out small little holes, not little holes, little stickers from your tape, like circular, and just stick them on to those areas to mask. And also with your gauges on the dash, you could also cover that up right there. Or if you're painting your wheels and you want to not paint the center area, you can go ahead and do that, mask off the center area. So anything that's circular that you want to mask off, this tool right here comes in handy, because trying to cut that with like by hand, it's not going to be exact, or it's just going to look kind of off. It's really hard to just naturally cut a circle, especially a millimeter or under. That's like super small. So you want to be able to, if you need something like that, Display does have a solution for that, for that tape there. And yeah, there's just a bunch of other stuff that comes in. There's this other tool that it's for bending photo etch. I was gonna say metals, but it's like photo etch, and also wire. So like if you have a wire, let's say you're trying to create a spring for like shocks, you can use this tool, and there's different sizes, like thicknesses in the tool, where you could wrap your wire around it, and then you could create based on the size you select of the radius, you can create a spring to go in there for your car. The same with if you have like something that needs to be a bit rounded or whatever, you can use it to curl it on there. So it's more for like round curvature shapes. That one there. There's these other ones that they do. They're more for bending. So if you have your photo etch that you need to bend in half, or maybe, I don't know, 75 degrees or a 45-degree angle, you can bend it. Yeah, I gotta get those in. There's different ones. I know they have like a huge one, and then they got like this like tinier one. I think the tinier one would be pretty dope because I know that would fit in any bench right there. The other one I feel like it would take up so much space from the bench that would be like, dang, like where am I gonna put this thing? Because not everyone's bending photo etch all the time, but when you need to, it'd be kind of cool to bust out with that little one right there and then get working on it. And also, like with detail parts, restock on like seat belts. Just regular vehicle seat belts, along with racing seat belts as well. And these are the Gopher Racing brand, and then also the Edward brand as well. Those are the two that came in and are available. And I was being asked about rivets. When am I going to restock on rivets? And those are going to be coming soon. I'm going to be finalizing my order with Zoom On pretty soon, so rivets will be available. I am gonna get like a nice handful of them, just because I feel like they're starting to become a bit more essential. Like people are actually wanting to use them more, drilling out the little holes and putting those in place, which is dope. I want to see more of that in these builds right here. If you can't get them, it's all good. I guess you could just like get like a little marker and like touch up the tip and just paint them. But it's just one of those things that added detail. If you're trying to add the chrome tip on there, bam, you got them little tiny little rivets. It's a trip how small those things are, man. I can't believe they actually shape those things up and cut them out. It's nuts. They're really, really tiny. The ones I had received from Top Studio, those ones look pretty dope too. I sold out on those pretty fast, so I gotta get more of those rivets from them as well, because they make some pretty cool rivets too. But I think they have more of an extensive line of rivets, because I keep seeing these other ones and I'm just kind of like, oh man, like I need to try those out first before I like cop them. I need to see what they're about, because they have quite a nice selection on the rivets right there. But yeah, like right now, like if you're looking for tools and detail parts, we have a pretty nice assortment of stuff that has been coming in to the store and is available right now. And we've been prepping stuff, shipping things on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It depends. It depends like if I'm in town or not. Sometimes I step out of town, and if it's not gonna go out Friday, then it's not gonna go out till Monday. It's just there's like certain days where it works out best for drop off. And but yeah, once the orders are in queue, start getting everything ready and having them shipped out there. Also, regarding like model kits, the Lamborghini Murcielagos arrived. We have those available, and then we also had those Aoshima it would say on the box it said insurance. Um, and man, those sold out. Like they were sold out by the time. No, no, no. I had sold because I only got 6 copies, so half were sold, and then once I got them and I posted that we got them, the other 3 just sold fast. Like, and they look dope. They just look like some really cool like VIP style cars, cambered wheels and everything. And I mean, dang, those cars just look so cool. But yeah, we're out of those. I don't think we're gonna get any more. I think that was it. Just those. You know, I'm trying to really limit um, the model kits, especially Aoshima. You know, downsizing that collection right there, pretty heavy, I'd say. And so like if there's Aoshima cars that you want, and I have them in sight, you know, I recommend pick them up because once a lot of them once they're gone, I don't really plan on reordering the kits. Um, it's almost like, you know, once it's gone, and then I'm just gonna hide it from the site, so you won't be able to see it anymore. Right now, what you see is what we have in stock, but once a lot of those, like I run out of those, I'm gonna hide them out, and the only thing I might continue just getting are just gonna be the wheels, because I know the wheels are pretty essential. Some people like to dechrome them, paint them. You know, some people just like the wheels. You know, they want to switch them out. They want to use the tires. There's a lot of different uses you could do with on the wheels. Maybe you want to build like a custom little shop or something, and you need wheels to display and that little diorama piece, little things like that. So those I know for sure I'll still get. It's just the kits. I think I'm gonna limit the amount of kits that I'm gonna be getting. The same with like Mobius. Like I don't even think I even have that many Mobius. I might have like 2 Mobius kits left. Once those kits are gone, then that's it. You know, I don't plan on reordering any Mobius kits, and it's gonna be kind of going down like that with like certain things. I'm gonna be downsizing on the scale model kits. You know, I gotta make room. I gotta start bringing in more tools and more detailed parts. You know, and regarding paint, kind of the same. I'm downsizing on the paint. I mean, I'll just have the essentials. You know, the foundations, pretty much like primers, things like that. Black panel line. Just some of the most essential things that you'll need that are going to be universal. So this way you can go in any direction. There's just so many paint lines out, and I don't know. My plans aren't really, you know, I don't want to have like so many different paint brands to you know, of carrying of paint. I know stores already are carrying so much paint like crazy, you know, and everything, but I don't know, for myself, you know, just the basic stuff that one needs, and then, you know, if you want to take it to the next level with other color stats at the top, you know, you can go from there, because there's just so many avenues. I mean, I've been using, you know, a lot of House of Color, and it's just like, you know, I know I'm not going to be carrying House of Color, you know, and I know for some people that's still like new. It's new to them. And there's others that, you know, they have their stash already of all that paint. So things like that. So it's going to be more on the tools and the detail parts. So it's kind of more the direction where it's where I'm aiming towards, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. The also we did receive the PZY model, those resin kits from China. Man, those things are so dope. Like, they're beautiful. Like, just the way how clean they are and everything. And yeah, those things like sold out fast. I was shocked. I don't know if it was the box art or maybe just the car that was very sought after, but I just I had them available, and it was like I had set them up for pre-order, and nothing was happening. Right, nobody was pre-ordering, and I thought, man, I wonder if people are even into these. Who knows? You know, I mean, the car just looked dope, and the BMW, the Z4, and then plus you got some really nice decal sheets in there, even like a Red Bull livery decal sheet. And I was just kind of curious, like, man, I wonder if people are gonna pick these up. And then as soon as I received them, I took photos of them and I posted that they had arrived. They sold out fast, like they were gone. Like people just jumped on them, copped them. The ones that wanted them, boom, there you go, you got them. And I'm pretty sure they already have them now. By the time I'm recording, they should already have them in hand. But yeah, man, those kits look pretty dope. This is like the third kit, yeah, for fourth. Because first we had got their Porsche, those sold out. Then they did the two Liberty Walk, Lamborghini Silhouette, those both sold out. Now we got this BMW, this one also sold out. And they had posted, before I took off on the road, they had posted something about a Ferrari that they're going to be doing. And they're barely like been working on that, I guess. Or they had the like one mocked up, I don't know if they're already ready and they're going to start printing them. I don't know what, but we might be getting that one. I'm not too sure, like, if there's a lot of Ferrari fans out there. I don't know. I rarely see those cars being built, here in my area. Maybe in your area, like, everybody's building those. I don't know, but yeah, they're doing something. They're coming up with something. I've never seen this model before. It kind of tripped me out. I was like, what? I've never seen that car before. So they're coming out with that this year, it looks like. And I'll have to keep you guys posted, but check them out on Instagram. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on that car. What do you guys think? If it's a yay or a nay, I don't know. Everyone has their interests and thoughts on those on different luxury exotic cars, I guess we could call them. But yeah, I'm gonna be getting more stuff in. Like that's for sure. There's this one called KA Models. They do some different materials too. A lot of photo etch stuff, and I got a few things in the site not too long ago, and they do these. They're like they're not zip ties. They're just like ties, that you could use for like your hoses. But they look really nice. That's like another option right there for that engine detail. And they're also like, you could either use them in 1/20th scale or 1/24. It fits either one. And there's different sizes, like, so you get different sizes in there. They also do like some really nice like mesh screens for if you want to put those like on your like for your grill or different areas right there. The ones from Zoom should be getting those in too. Is that those are always essential. Like, those are things. I always like to use with my builds, especially like the Lambos, because they make these like honeycomb and the square ones, and this other one I can't even remember the name, but they have different styles, like shapes within the screen, and you could cut those out, and you could take out the plastic ones, and you can fit these ones in there, so it looks a bit more realistic, a little more transparent in there. It look pretty cool. But yeah, like that, the rivets. I mean, those things are super essential, especially if you're working with the car that has like wide body fenders, and you already see that in the fenders is showing like the little bolts where the rivets would go. You want to drill those out right there. And people always ask like, how do you drill them out? You know, you have to use the smallest like drill bits right there. Even what is it? Like Godhand has a small one, but also Tamiya has another one, like a tinier one. And that one, I don't know if it's called micro drill bit set, something like that. But I know they do their own, and that's also another one we have on the site. That's also a good one too. And as far as your pin vise, you're gonna need like a small. Tamiya makes a tiny size pin vise, where when you twist the neck, it opens up, but it's like really small, because all the other like the shafts that are on all the other pin vices, they're like 3 millimeter, so they're a bit bigger. And if you're trying to put one of these micro drills in there, it's not gonna grab it. It's not gonna fit because it's too big. Even if you try to close it up or you pull it to the smallest size, it's not gonna fit. So you also need to get one of those micro ones. So it's almost like you need to have like 2 pin vices on your bench, one to receive the 3 millimeter size bits, and then the other one to receive, like, it's not even a millimeter. It's like super small, dude. It's like really, really small on there. You also need like one of those just to get it, and that way you could like hold on to those drill bits. Because when you're gonna drill it, it's like you have to have a steady hand. Like you holding the body with one hand, and then with the other hand, you gotta like touch the head of the rivet, and then slowly like hold your position, and then slowly drill into it, and then you gotta slowly like twist back in reverse and like undrill, basically like go back. So you have to have this like robot motion where you're going forward, and it's just your fingers that are rotating the vise, right? Because since it's resting on your palm, rotate forward, rotate back, and then take the bit out. Because if you go in and you cut and you drill in, and if you try to pull out the drill bit, what's going to happen is there's going to be a moment where after a while you're going to not pay attention, and your hand's going to like bend the bit, and it's going to snap. You're going to snap it, basically. Because when you pulled it out, you went on it, the weight of your hand and everything, just like it went at an angle, and it's going to snap. And you got to be very careful with that. I wish I had like something stationary where I could just like push a button and it could just drill the hole, and then press another button, it goes and it goes back. So drill forward. Dang, that would be pretty dope. Something electronic right there, and then you just keep switching, and you're like all done. Like dang, on to the next, and then and just keep drilling them all out right there. That'd be pretty cool, but we don't have that, so we can't do that. We got to do it ourselves. We got to become the robot in those moments to drill out them little holes. And then once the holes are all drilled out, go in there, clean them up, primed up, take a look at it. And then once I hit it with my base, still take a look at it, see how we're doing in there. Do a little test fit, and making sure, all right, these little rivets fit, cool. Because you want to make sure you don't make the holes too big either, because then that rivet's not gonna hold. It's just gonna go right through it. You're gonna be like, damn, what happened? So that's another thing right there. But let's say everything fits good. Your rivet, everything's like, you're good to go. So how do we get these on? How do we glue? How do we, that's the next question right there that lingers. So a couple ways. You could either use your tweezers or you could use a magnet. So let's talk about the magnet route. So if you have a magnet, the trick to it is, like, you're gonna have all these little rivets on a little baggie, right? Like when you open the little baggie, let's just say zoom on rivets. So this is what I like to do, and I'd recommend it just because I've had success with it. I either pull out. Oh, I used to get a black T-shirt, but then I started using the what is it? Oh man, what's the name of it? Can't even think of it. But oh man, I'll think about it later. Watch. But anyway, just bust out black T-shirt, lay it out on your bench, open up the bag of rivets, open up the baggie sideways. So then go in there with your tweezers and pull out maybe like one or two little rivets, and then seal the bag and leave it right there. And the other, if you pull out extra rivets, just leave them right there on the black T-shirt with the little back, because you'll be able to see them, right? So then have like a piece of tape, put a little bit of glue, like a little drop of glue on that tape, and then what you want to do is grab your magnet and put the rivet on the magnet, right? But try to get it. It's gonna take a little time, but try to get it where the head of the rivet is touching the magnet, right? So this way the bottom is exposed. And then once you're in that position, what you do is you bring it down to the little tape, and you just barely touch the tape. You just want the tip to barely touch the tape. Just a small little goop, a little blob of of glue, like tiny, dude, like super small, right? Once you do that, then you get your model car. You already had it painted. It's already been clear coated. You already did the test fit. All you want to do now is just get that little thing in there and have it glued, right? So then you do that, and then you just push your rivet in. And as you're pushing in the ribbon, like the tip of it, already that glue gets on that little ring, the little rim of it, right? You push it in, and as you're sliding it in, the glue's getting on the side walls of the rivet and the plastic, and bam, it's in. If you don't put too much, because if you put too much, you're gonna mess it up. You're gonna end up pushing that thing in, and that glue's just gonna like pop out, and it's gonna be surrounded around the rivet. It's just not gonna look good, So you can do that. Once you push it in, you're pushing it in with the magnet, right? And then instead of pulling the magnet out, you slide it sideways. So as you slide it sideways, the rivet stays in place, because you also don't want to risk pulling it out and then the rivet comes flying out, because the magnet's like calling it, like, come here. Nah, don't do that. So that's one way. Another way is if you're kind of worried about the whole touching of the glue, you could get your magnet, get the rivet, same position, make sure it's touching the head of it, place it in the fender, and then with your finger, you're gonna have to hold the rivet right there, pressing it down, and then you flip the car upside down, get a little bit of glue with a little wooden stick, grab some glue, and then just like from the inside pour it in there, really light, like barely touch it, and then remove your finger, because you also don't want to be holding it and let's say some glue seeps through, and then bam, your finger is right there, and then your finger's stuck, and then you got to pull it out. Now you have a big old fingerprint right there, and you're like, oh, Now we're going backwards, you know? Nah, I don't know. So that's that. Um, so that's that method with the magnets. They come in handy. The next one is what's the next one? All right, tweezers. So the method with the tweezers, basically, you grab your rivet with the tweezers. I recommend probably the flat. I think I did it with the flat head, because there's some tweezers that are pointy tip, and then there's like flat tip or flat head tip, and I was doing it with those because sometimes the magnet too, it might not want to sit. It could get a little annoying, but you could do it that way too, with the tweezers, where you grab your little rivet and then you just like, that sound like that's like what a frog says, right? Rivet, and then you just can put it in there, you know. But just know that this might happen by holding it too tight or something. The rivet might fly off your tweezers. That's a possibility. Like it's like a 80% chance that's gonna happen, most likely, and you're probably gonna lose some rivets. But that's why I want to do this over the black T-shirt, because if one falls or something, it's gonna land on the shirt and you're gonna find it. You know, don't do it out in the living room in the carpet, like, you know, laying on your stomach and trying to get. No, don't do that, because those things are gonna just fly everywhere, and you're not gonna find them. Next time you vacuum your carpet, that's where you're gonna find them. It's just gonna suck them all up, and then it's not even worth looking for them like that. So later look through the bag of trash. Just toss them. That's it. They're done. Denzo, R.I.P. You know. But yeah, just like get like a couple rivet packs, because that's all you're gonna need. All the leftovers, save them, because you're gonna use them in the future. If you get more, then eventually later you end up having a bunch of leftover rivets. You're gonna use them. You're gonna use them for something. Man, even the rivets could probably be. They might be able to use them on old, like an Impala, if you're trying to do the locks. You know, those pull-up locks. I don't know. You could probably use it for a lot of little different things right there. You know, you just gotta play with it. But yeah, there's a lot of cool little like neat things coming out, right there, with rivets, with the mesh, with wires. Um, but man, I gotta get back on that Pandem kit, right there. You know, I gotta see what's up with that when the time comes. But yeah, you guys will see the later when I post. I think the last photo I posted was like the car just being painted, like it had gotten painted in that purple House of Color perp, and it just hasn't been cleared. It's like, dang, what's going on, man? What's going on? But I'll get on it. Don't trip. Let me see what else. Oh yeah, I Spent Collections. His tournament's coming to an end. I believe that his last post was like there was like 4 contestants already, like the top 4. So check out his Instagram and see about, you know, voting and stuff like that. Maybe you guys already are, you know. Maybe I'm on the late train right here, but yeah, I know that's going down right there. As far as model shows, oh yeah, in May there's gonna be the SoCal Opens coming up already in May 5th. That's on a Sunday, so that's on Cinco de Mayo. So that show's coming up. I won't be there. I'm gonna be busy. Unfortunately, I won't be there. So that's like the beginning of the work week for myself. I gotta be getting ready, because we got Mother's Day coming up the next Sunday. That's like that'd be the 10th. So that's coming up. and I got to get ready for that too. And even though we're closed at the shop, at our store, we're still working behind the scenes, getting things ready for that day. So that's something that's coming up right there. I believe my friend Ryan's coming down from Hawaii, and I don't know if he's coming solo or with some homies from Hawaii. But shout outs to them, and yeah, and I think other people might be coming down too. But for everyone else that's out here in like Southern California, uh, definitely check out that show right there. So that's going to be the SoCal Open 2024. Even though I won't be there, I did sponsor an award, so I have someone there to help me pick out, you know, our selection. From what I've heard is that this one here, it will be a competition event, because the prior ones weren't competition. It was more of just bringing your model, and it's more like picks, people's choice, things like that, right? So now this is gonna be the first one where they're gonna actually be judging. So there's gonna be like first, second, third, things like that. So that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be pretty cool, because they. Oh man, did I drop my mic? Man, I wonder, did I just drop it or it's been dropped? I have to check. Here, let me see. What's the timestamp? All right, I gotta backtrack a little just to make sure what happens. But anyway, so that's coming up. We'll see what happens right there. But if you're planning on going, you're getting your models ready. That show's coming up. I believe Gavin's coming down from Japan. Lowrider Model Car Parts. He's coming down for a second time. I think it's been like a couple years from the last time when he came down, and he sold a bunch of wheels, a bunch of stuff. So he's coming out. So those of you guys that are looking for his stuff, check him out. He's coming down. He's gonna have some cool stuff right there. But yo guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm already like right here, getting here right here. So hit you guys up later. Peace out. Have a good one. Take care. Keep on building. We'll be back. All right. Later.